Hello everybody, welcome to the show. You know what time it is? Well, as you can see, there's no water anywhere around. Oh yeah, you know what time it is? It's shootout time, that's what time it is. Comparison shootout videos coming up. Okay, if you guys haven't seen the, not really the NRX shootout, but we used the NRX rods and the shootout between the aldebaran, the 50 and versus the 30, not the newer one in the United States, not an MGL, but the older aldebaran 50 to the new MGL, which I have the 30, which is from the Japanese version from Japan. So are they different? I just did that video, but today's video I'm comparing all of my setups. This is all that I consider BFS or bait finesse capable combos. I only have 3 other combos. That's how much I throw lightweight stuff that aren't in this mix. That's my 803, and I've got 2 of the Conqueror rods, the 6'7" medium heavy and the 6'10" heavy, that aren't part of this video because they probably won't throw the 1/8 ounce. But what we're here's the bait. If you've seen in the last video, I didn't even bother with the other ones. We threw just a 1/16 ounce, comparing the aldebaran 50 to the 30, the newer version, basically the MGL, the older aldebaran to the newer MGL, and the newer one, of course, threw this just a few feet further, was overall easier to cast and throw. Right now, I'm taking this exact same bait. I just finished that video. It's probably going to be a separate day or so before you see this video. We're jumping down here to these little guys, and we're going to start right off the bat with the smallest one. See if it's capable. 522 super ultralight, and then we're going to go with the 6.3 to the 6.61, the Conqueror, which is in a 6.5 light. It's actually a touch stiffer than the 6.61. They're both considered light, but you can tell that it's a little stiffer. All the way up to the Tula, which is more along lines with the NRXs. But if you guys remember right in the last video, the NRXs, I was capable, I almost got to 50 feet. Now I was starting here and I counted it off just like you, well, watch this, you'll see me count it off. It's complex on how I do this, but I just put one foot in front of the other. Now these are size 12 boots, so it's actually over a foot each step. So start with 1, 2, 49, 50, 51, 52. So that's probably closer to 55 feet. Most of the street is 50, 52 feet. If you don't get there, you're just whistling Dixie. So we're gonna try this again. I just managed to break my 522 super ultralight. And I'll be honest, I'm almost to the point while I'm showing you guys this video is I'm gonna buy all loomis stuff that's gonna have a guarantee come with it, is the way I am hard on this stuff. Now, I just picked up the 522 earlier in the year, but I hadn't had too many issues, or it felt good, but I bought this one I've had the longest. This rod seems tough and stout, and I don't know if I just got lucky, and the 661 seems fine too. But let's go on to the casting shootout here. I had the NRX, and you would kind of think that a 6'8" medium action probably wouldn't throw a 1/16 ounce, you know, almost 50 feet, but it does. But this one is probably going to cast better than any combo I have, so we're just going to try it, and it should easily hit the road, I would think. And not quite, but let's try it again. Let me zing it. Okay, hit the road, so about 52 feet. But that is only about 4 feet further than with those other ones, if you guys remember from the last video. And it is the BFS XG, and you have a lot more fun fishing with these lighter weight baits with something like this. So I knew there wouldn't be no issue with this one. So I'm going to call it 52 feet, and it's the one to beat. We're going to switch up and try the 661 for those of you guys who are wanting maybe you don't want something quite as light as an ultralight. You want a light but still be able to throw other stuff on it. This one already has a 1/8 ounce crappie jig on it, which is awesome with that, but this is a 1/16 ounce. A little bit lighter. Let's just see how well it throws it. Now this reel is also a reel, I'll talk about it real quick, that I can't recommend because it has a gap in there. I don't know if you guys can make out. That thin line gets in there, it just does. So this is actually, I should have mentioned that too. The NRXs, the aldebarans, both have a 15-pound 4-strand braid with a, I want to say I have a 10-pound leader on one, like a 6-foot 10-pound leader, and a 6-foot 15-pound leader on the other maybe. I can't remember, they both maybe 10. But the leader's not that important since it's only like 6 feet. What is important is it's actually a 15-pound braid is what we're throwing with them. This is also, this is 15 or 20, I can't remember. I wanted to say 15. So slight disadvantage there is a bigger, heavier line. But easily that hit the mark of the aldebarans on the NRXs. First cast. And it's right there. It's not quite capable as a 6.3, but 6.3 has definitely a more expensive spool, and it's, I'd say, 2 feet from the road. So yeah, it's easily, and if I had to, you know, pick one which I like better, I would pick probably this rod nowadays, since it's a one piece, but it is about $50 more, over the 6.3 too. And then, you know, of course the BFS XG over this reel, but this is a good reel too for 50 bucks. It's hard to beat that reel, but yeah, easily going right out to where the NRX rods were. All right, let's jump to, which if you go back in any of the videos, you see the tetons at work, or this reel in a couple videos, that Phantom. For the money, you can't beat them. They're awesome BFS stuff. Now this one, I'd be anxious to see. It hasn't been in a ton of shootout videos. The Conqueror, it's a 6'5". Let's try it out. Now it does have one of my favorite reels, and it should also cast this very easily. Whoa, actually too easy. Let me get it back up here and do a proper cast. All right, let's try that again. What's funny is it's not going any further than the other ones. Let's get that untangled. Let me try that. Let's try this again. Now come on. You should easily go to the road or close to it. It is a little bit stouter rod. Yep, hit the road that time. So it will hit the road and go about as far as the 6.32, and it's 6.5 light. That's a 6.32 ultralight 2-piece. It's definitely got a stouter tip. I think this tip feels almost as stout as those NRX rods, which honestly, if I could put this reel on one of those NRX rods and probably get about the same distance. I don't know. Comment below what kind of videos you guys would like to watch. Yeah, tap the road again. Because I got this one, I've used it a lot. I got it like right on its fine line of not too loose, but as loose as you can stand. All right, one more, and then we're gonna call this video done. Let's just see if our new to me and brand new Tatula combo gets anywhere close to the NRXs or the true BFS stuff. because this thing has one of the softest filling tips of any of them, but it doesn't last long and it goes into a very stiff backbone. But it is one of the longest rods that I've got too. It's 6'10". I don't like anything over that. 6'10s go to 7 foot or longer, and they get tip heavy. They don't really do anything to me better than the other ones. A lot of you guys that get on there and tell me about leverage, and I think you're smoking something. But anytime you add length to a rod, in my mind, all you're giving is the fish on the other end leverage over you. I understand you can move more line with a longer rod, but I don't know how you translate that to leverage. So this one may be a touch on the tight side, but we're gonna try it. Just see what. Now this one, I will have to also tell you that this is 6-pound P-line original straight. It's no braid. I'm just trying it out because honestly I don't have my braid here with me right now, so I put it on and I figure I ought to have one reel with some like 6, maybe you might get one with 4, you know, for line shy fish. I've been going to some of these pits that are like super clear. I didn't even see where it landed. We had a little bit of a backlash, and that's not good. I could have swore the 6-pound line just went inside the spool. And these are pretty tight tolerances too. Let's see. Let's try that again. Now I got this thing turned up to 8. It goes to 20, so it's almost halfway. I may need to turn it up more for something like this, but this setup really isn't made for... Yeah, it's not backlashing. Maybe I need to turn it down a little. Whoa. It definitely can cast it, and I think it's dragging a little. I think I need to turn it down. Let me go to 6. I think it's pulling that bait down real quick. Okay, getting further. At 6. All right, let's try it again. Okay, so no backlashes, and it's going about as far as NRX's. So I'm going to end this video, and we'll put together a different video at some time, but see how soft that tip is too? And then gets real stiff. Hope you liked that video. The old Tatula, been around for a while, kind of gets there close to what the aldebarans do, but it definitely struggles a little. But still a good combo to get if you can come across a deal on one. Definitely not what the BFS stuff will do. I still think that if you ask me, and I've said it in a few different videos, the 632 2-piece Cayenne Teton along with the Aldebaran BFS XG is still probably the best overall setup for that true BFS type fishing. But if you're I don't know, kind of like me, and just with some 16th ounce, 8th ounce jigs with soft plastics, the 661 Teton is very hard to beat. It coming in right at $100 and it's pretty stout and works pretty good. I can't really recommend any of the Conquerors, but the 6'5" is right there along with the Teton. Is probably not, you're probably not going to push the lure ratings and keep that drag not super crank. Don't overline, whatever it recommends the line, keep with that line. And if you're asking me about reels, the BFS XG is the cheapest way to go for a high-end one. If you want to go super high-end, get any kind of Shimano or Daiwa aftermarket, reel with, and then get an aftermarket KTF, Avail, several other companies make some, nice aftermarket spools. They even have some, if you want to go cheap type Tatula with an aftermarket spool, Roro, and some, several other people have those. But now you don't have to go high dollar on your rod, but if you want a, reel, any of your SV or your MGL spools are fairly good for lightweight stuff. That's kind of what they're designed for. The SV, I know it's supposed to be for overall ease, but it also lets you throw lighter baits pretty easy. The MGLs are kind of like that. They're geared towards that, lighter weight baits before you go to true, BFS type stuff with that crazy super shallow spool, to where if you run regular line, a lot of you guys don't like the line capacity with those super shallows, so go with an MGL or an SV. And the SVs can be found in the Tatulas, in the Steez reels. I don't know, did they put them on anything that doesn't come with TWS, but there's several options. Some of the older stuff, the older Steez, especially before the T-Wings, some of those were SV. The SS SV, there's a lot of older Daiwas out there with an SV spool. The old 1016, I believe, the T3s is kind of where I think they got the idea. Then they started calling the SV. The 1016 spool, I believe, is what the SV spool is, roughly. It's just a super lightweight, mid-range, it's not super shallow, but it's that mid-depth or less. So especially if you run braid, it keeps it a light spool. Same concept with the MGL. They call them different things, but you want a light spool that doesn't hold a ton of line. Therefore, the line doesn't add in the extra weight. It don't matter how light you make a spool. Like, that's kind of what happened with the MG Extreme 2 I had. It was a very lightweight spool, lightweight reel. Problem is, when you put all the line it would hold, even with braid wasn't horrible, but if you filled it with regular line, like it just adds a lot of weight, and it's unneeded. Today, especially me, like I use braid, 15-20 pound braid. It doesn't take a deep spool to hold way over what I'm going to use. I put, you put a longest cast out there, and you're lucky to use half of that capacity on an SV or even the MGL spools in the furthest cast with, say, a half or even a 3/4 ounce, lipless crank. I mean, you do not need that much spool capacity when you run braid, which I try to run on all my reels. All my videos take a course, go all different directions. I'm going fishing tomorrow, I think.
I'm going fishing tonight.
When? You ain't never going fishing.
I'll go fishing with you.
When? Yeah,
Monday?
That's what I thought. Monday?
When are you going fishing?
I don't know, sometime I'm going tomorrow with Bonsai Guy, but I'm going sometime during the week. You want to go?
During the week.
All right, after I get off work.
I got plans for tomorrow.
That's fine. I don't know if I'm going tomorrow. We're out of here. I did this little video on don't step on these rods.
We're out of here, y'all. I don't know what you're saying.
Hit the like button. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Get out. Go buy some bonsai for yourself. And thank you for watching.
Thank you.